Hi everybody, Tiffany here. Thank you so much for joining me on my channel, following me on my IVF journey. If you haven't already done so, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell so that you get all of the updates when I upload new content. And after you watch this video, go ahead and like, comment, and share. So today I wanted to give you all an update on where I am in my journey, and then also share a little story. Well, it's really not a little story, but I'm going to be very brief with the story. About something that happened to me last week that I think is just important to share. It's a part of this journey, and I want to be able to support other individuals and educate by sharing this story. So let's dive right on in. I had my second ultrasound for this cycle, and everything looks great. I have some antral follicles on my ovaries. However, I am taking medications to make sure that I do not ovulate. My uterine lining is at 7.5, which I was told by my doctor is really good at this point in time, but I still need to build that lining, because the whole point of taking the medications, well, there's multiple points, but at this juncture, the point of taking the medications is to build my uterine lining. So whereas before I was on medications like birth control and the Lupron that I'm currently taking, but I'll stop that tomorrow, that is to basically suppress everything so that I don't have a regular cycle and I don't ovulate, because you can't do the cycle if you ovulate. But now I'm in a phase where, okay, we are stopping the medications to suppress everything, and we're taking the medications to start building my uterine lining. So with that being stated, I was I was in my appointment this morning, and I was just sharing with the doctor that I'm totally excited. Like, I can't wait. Like, the 18th needs to hurry up, which, by the way, it's the 18th. And I was just doing what I do, being funny. Y'all need to hurry up, get it together, come on now. And she said, well, we can't really rush through it, because we really need to build that uterine lining, which means we need to start with your progesterone shots. Dun, dun, dun. Y'all. Dun, dun, dun. So progesterone, I start my progesterone shots this coming Saturday, Friday or Saturday. And I have been extremely anxious about these shots. So, first things first, I am not afraid of needles. I remember as a kid being very afraid of shots. Like, I remember they used to have to bring nurses in to like pin me down, because that's how afraid I was of shots. But I remember one time, I think I was about 7 years old or something like that, and I had pneumonia. And with okay, this is gonna make, I just thought of something. This gonna make sense in a minute. But anyway, with pneumonia, you have to get a shot in your butt. And I just remember at that time, again, I feel like I was 6 or 7 years old, maybe 8. I just remember making a conscious decision to not be afraid. I'm not going to be afraid. I'm going to take this shot like a champ. Whoop-de-whoop. And I did. I ended up getting that shot in my butt, and I took it like a champ. And it seems like ever since then, well, not seems like, it has been ever since then, needles don't bother me. Shots don't bother me. I'm a visual person, so I have to see the shot. Now with that particular shot, I couldn't see it, but I don't know, I've just groomed myself to be able to see shots, but I'm more comfortable, be able to take shots, but I'm more comfortable when I can see them. So as long as I can see it, we good. I mean, even if I can't, still no biggie, but I prefer to look at it. So with the so this you know, both of the cycles that I've gone through, I've had to take shots, and these shots have been in my abdomen, around my belly button, and the needles are very short and thin. They look like needles that you would use if you were a diabetic and you had to give yourself insulin shots every day. So that's the kind of needle that is used. It like goes into the fat. It doesn't go too deep. Not a problem. I can see it. So when I give my shot in my stomach, I can see it. Not a problem. I know if you saw my video when I was in Vegas, that was my first time giving myself shots, and I was a little nervous about that, but that's only because I had never given myself a shot. I'm not afraid of shots at all. I just had never given myself a shot. But, you know, got used to it. Is what it is, moving right along. Well, the PIO shots, progesterone in oil. That's what that stands for. So it's progesterone shots, but the medication is in sesame oil. So you'll hear me say PIO, or you may hear other women say PIO shot. That's basically what that is. It's a progesterone shot. So this particular shot is an intramuscular shot, which you're not at the subcutaneous layer of your skin. You're not there, like the outer layer, let's just say, of your skin, where it's probably like in the fat and all that kind of stuff. You're not there. You're going all the way past all of those layers, all the way down into the muscle. And in order to get to the muscle, you have to have a longer needle. Not only that, the intramuscular shot goes in the butt. Yeah. So that's why I took that little pause when I was telling the story about my decision to be okay with shots when I was younger, because it's coming full circle, and now I'm going to have to channel my inner 6-year-old, inner 7-year-old, or 8-year-old, however old I was at the time, channel her energy and just make the decision to do it. But nonetheless, I'm freaking out. I am freaking out about these freaking shots. I really am. I do the shots myself because I don't want to have to rely on someone to do the shots for me every day for the next whoever knows how many days I'm going to have to take it. Yeah, I'm freaking out, y'all. I'm freaking out. Like, I'm scared. And I'm not scared of too much of nothing, but I'm freaking out just a little bit. I've watched videos, YouTube videos. I have my doctor's office gives a video that you can watch. I've done a medication teaching, so I've had a demonstration through that. I've actually gotten oriented with the needles. I've taken, because they give you a whole bunch. They give you so many. I've, taken them out the wrapper and looked at the syringe and looked at the needle. Oh, and by the way, there are 2 different needles that you have to use. One, to draw up the medication, and then you have to take the needle off and then put on another to insert the medication. So getting myself oriented with, okay, which needle goes in the vial to pull the medication, which needle goes in me, and yeah, just trying to get myself oriented with it to help relieve some of this anxiety that I'm feeling. And so today, when my doctor brought it up and was like, yeah, and we have to get those PIL shots, dun dun dun. She could see, she could see the stress in my face, and she said, hey, listen to me. You listen to me. Look at me. Because at this point in time, my head was down, like I dropped my head. She said, look at me. You can do difficult things. When you got this, you can do this. You could, look at me. You can do difficult things. And that thing resonated with me so deeply, all the way to the core of my being, because I believe she was just speaking to a part of me that really is a champion and has been a champion this entire process, this entire ordeal. And I just felt life come, up and through me. And I'm just so appreciative of her doing that, because I really needed that. I really did. So yeah, she was like, it'll be fine. You'll get through it. You'll do it. She told me, she said, this is going to be your mantra. And she said, every day in the mirror, you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to tell yourself, I can do difficult things. And so I'm going to do that, actually. I really am going to do that. And I might even do a video of me giving myself a shot and share it with y'all. She actually had, my doctor had I don't know if she was a medical assistant or, their assistants. Because, there's usually 2 people in the room when you have an appointment of this nature. And she was like, well, do you want her to draw the area where you need to do your shot at? And I was like, oh yes, please, because the other thing that I was concerned about, or that is adding to my anxiety, was, oh my gosh, am I going to put it in the right place? I was seeing on the videos where it's like the upper right or left quadrant of your butt cheek, which it doesn't really look like it kind of lands on the butt cheek. It looks like it lands like in between the butt cheek and the hip, but that also depends on how endowed you are down there. For some of us, like myself, who got pancakes, it might not be as far up, or so yeah, so the MA, I turned on around and I was like, here you go, boo. I gave her my ass, not the kiss, but the draw. And she did. She marked. I have 2 X marks on my ass right now. And I think what I'm going to do is take a picture and then try to go back and mark them. So when I take a shower or whatever, I know it's going to come off, but I'm going to mark them each time until maybe like because I imagine there's going to be like some bruising or something like that, to where I get to that point, and then I know based on the bruising, that's where I need to put the shot, and I won't have to, mark my ass again. So yes. That is that on my appointment. That is the update. Like I said, I'll check in with you guys again for that progesterone shot, and hopefully I won't freak out. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I can do difficult things. 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 Okay. So we're all great. I'm excited for the 18th. So yeah, that is that. The next topic of interest that I wanted to share with you guys is an experience that I had on last week. That I just wanted to give my, I don't want to say opinion. I'm not even insight. I know I said earlier I wanted to kind of educate, but I don't want to do that. I changed my mind. I don't want to do that. I just want to share my thought process. And for those of you who have been through IVF or have been through pregnancy loss, miscarriage, stillbirth, what have you, I'd like for you to just comment, share your experience if this story resonates with you, or if you've heard of others experience this, share that as well. And if you haven't experienced it, just kind of share your thoughts in general. But on last week, I do share some of my journey on Instagram. And last week I did an Instagram Reels to the sound of Kevin Hart. He was doing like a motivational talk. It was a clip of a motivational talk. And he was basically talking about, not quitting. And so I thought that the sound bite was a great description of my IVF journey and, someday and where I am. And, some days it's like, am I doing the right thing? Do I really want to do this? I'm sick of all the medications, the appointments, the money. But nonetheless, that's what I chose. And I chose that clip. I chose that soundbite, and I actually did a time-lapsed video of me giving myself a Lupron shot. So posted it, and I would say within 10 minutes of posting it, there was a young lady, which I will say, disclaimer, I know this young lady. I've known her half of my life, and I'll just say that just so to keep her information anonymous. But I've known her half of my life. So this is an individual that, I know her, but I don't know her. You know what I'm saying? It's like we know each other, but we're not like close. So she proceeds to comment on the Reels. Well, you can have mine. You can have my kids. I have one that's 18. I have one that's 8. Well, she was saying like I have one that's 18, about to graduate. I have one that's 8 in 2nd grade. I have one that's 4, and I have one that's, I think she has four children total. And she just basically listed their age and like where they are as far as, school is concerned. And it was like, you can have any one of them. I give them to you. And then at the end, she was like, love you. And initially, I'm going to give you my initial thought that popped up in my head was, why would you say that? Why would you say that? Like that was the initial thought that I had. Why would you say that? And then some other thoughts that flooded was, that's so inappropriate. That is so wrong. That is so stupid. Why would she do that? What is her problem? What is her issue? Ugh, people just don't understand. See, stuff like this. It was just on and on and on and on. And I sat with myself for a moment because I really wasn't sure what to do about it. Initially, I just wanted to delete the post. Then I said to myself, well, if I just delete the post, then what would be learned from it, right? Like, what would we learn from it? So I will say I reached out to a group that I'm in and shared what had happened. And I was like, please give me some guidance, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to just delete the post, ignore it, or leave it there and let the commenters deal with it. Or comment and just be like, oh, thanks, but no thanks. I just really didn't know what to do. And I received a few responses, and basically the responses, the resounding recommendation was that I let the person know. I let the person know that their comment was harmful, and to do it in private. So that is what I did. And I just basically shared with the young lady that, I appreciate the love that she is showing me. However, the last thing that any woman wants to hear who has experienced loss or who is going through IVF is, you can have my kids. The last thing a woman who has experienced loss or who is going through IVF wants is someone else's children. Now, there's a space for that, right? There are women who have experienced loss or who have gone through IVF who have definitely considered adoption. But that, that's a whole separate thing. That's not what we're talking about in this particular instance. What we're talking about is you offering me your child to console me, as I go through my journey of trying to have my own. That's not okay, sis. And I just shared with her that those types of comments and sentiments are harmful to women like myself, and that, just a supportive congratulations or words of encouragement is enough, and it goes a long, long way. And she responded, like I thought she would, or like I would think any normal, sympathetic, empathetic human being would respond. She said, I did not mean to, hurt you. I did not mean that at all. I apologize. And, she just left it real short. I didn't mean to hurt you. I'm so sorry. I apologize. Boom, boom, boom. And I was like, hey, it's a learning lesson. Love you too. Keep it moving. So with that being said, I will say that, well, let me go back a little bit. When I experienced the loss of Liam, there may have been one or two times where someone said something to me about, like, well, at least you can have more kids, or at least you can get pregnant, or you could try again, or you can have my kids. I only remember that happening like one or two times. The most that has ever been said to me, after my son's loss was, oh, what is it that people say? It was God's will and stuff like that, which I'm a Christian, so I subscribe to that. However, I just don't know that it has its place, like right after someone loses a child. Nonetheless, that's what I heard. I didn't get bombarded with, well, at least you can have another, at least you can get pregnant, that kind of thing. Well, you can have mine. And so I think when I went into this IVF process and sharing my story to the masses, I did not take into account that these types of comments would probably be coming my way. I think I was extremely naive about that, and I just thought that I would, if nothing else, get questions about my journey, or get questions, and of course encouragement. Questions and encouragement. That's just what I thought. I did not think that I was going to get this type of comment. So I had to take a breath. It doesn't deter me, it doesn't detract me from being open about my story. But what I've had to strongly consider is you will have to be very vocal with people about what is appropriate and what is not. And that challenges me a little bit in a way, because I'm one of those type people, in most instances, not all, but in most instances, I'm one of those type people where, you know, people say ignorant stuff all the time, and it's like, child, okay, whatever. Like, that's your problem, not mine. I might have the initial sting of something, like, ooh, that hurt my feelings, but whatever, it is what it is. Because really, really honestly and truly, my mind, I'm always inside my head. My mind goes a lot. I always have a lot on my mind, a lot on my plate. I'm a thinker. I'm always observing things, and so it's like to put my energies towards that is futile for me. It's just a waste of time. I feel like I could be doing something else. But if I truly am committed, I had to question myself. If I'm truly committed to, you know, pregnancy loss, infant death, educating people on alternative ways of seeking parenthood, and doing that through sharing my experience and my story, then that's a part of it, you know. Sharing with others how I feel, sharing with others how their comments may make me feel, and then also, you know, educating them on what it is that they should say is part and parcel of all of that. So that was the story. That is how I felt about it, and I am definitely going to challenge myself to be more open to correcting folk. That's basically what it boils down to. Correcting folk. Of course, in a loving and compassionate way, because that's how we do, right? We do everything with couth. But yeah, that is the plan. So yeah, I have shared everything up until now, and I hope to have you all continue with me along my journey. Please, again, if you like this video, go ahead and like it, and then if you want to continue to follow me, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to know, like, right when I upload new content, go ahead and click the notification button. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all. Thank you, and I will see you all next time.